morning. One of the greatest ancient philosophers, Aristotle, once very well said, anybody can get angry and that's easy. But to be angry with the right person and to the right degree and for the right purpose and at the right time and in the right way, that's not something within everybody's reach. And that's not easy at all. Anger. Today I'm gonna talk to you about 3 phases of anger. Myths, repercussions, outcomes around them. Number 1. I'll start this with my own story. I was very fortunate of having a mentor during my inception years of career. I was always seeking opportunities, having a conversation with him. One fine day, I was having a conversation about the projects I had been working on. Objectives, schedule and timelines and outcomes. How they're mapped with the value proposition to the customer end. Not with an intent to probe, but to understand. He asked, did you face any challenges? Before this moment, I was pretty excited and focused. I always had an insatiable desire of having a conversation with him. Because I do believe that having a conversation with a mentor in the right perspective is like adding a catalyst in your professional vision. Because along with him, you will be able to see through the bottlenecks and challenges as a milestone to leapfrog in your career. It would take longer time to get into that layer without a mentor. I was blessed. The moment I heard this sentence, did you face any challenges? It was like literally I was waiting for this moment. And out of context, I had started waiting out my frustration by criticizing the people I had been working with, the people who have designed the software and database I was working on. I didn't stop there. I also criticized the external stakeholders who had given the requirements. Sensing that I've been going on and on, I silenced myself and looked at him. With an enigmatic smile, he asked, didn't you communicate your observations, your feelings? I literally shouted how many times I had to repeat myself. Nobody was interested or bothered. And at times I felt insulted myself. I would have continued with more abusiveness, criticism and profanities. I heard another sentence. Or probably you need to investigate effective ways of communication so as your presence can be felt and you would be able to communicate your observations, feelings. Rule number 1. We strongly believe that we do not get angry by ourselves. It is always externalities, somebody outside. Because of that, I am getting angry. It is a myth. It is a myth that I got angry because of externalities. But the fact is, there is always a congregation of negative pool of energy inside us. And because of some perceptions, some reasons, and often because of our ego, we look for externalities and blame external people, external situations, which ignites that congregation of negativity inside me and transform it into anger. Anger is always an outcome. Behind that, underneath, there's a congregation of negativity. That energy which wants to come out. And I want to blame somebody for this negative outburst. Because I don't want to carry the responsibility, accountability of that negative outcome, outburst of my anger. I don't want to be in that guilt of that negative outcome. I will be looking for somebody outside, some reason, some perceptions, most often my ego, which will try to find out somebody to corner and most often they are soft targets. Number two, whenever you will be in anger, you will not be in your logical sense of control. Anger is nothing but congregation of negative energy. That energy is your negative feelings, negative emotions in a very condensed form residing inside you. The moment it got ignite, it turns out to be in anger, and whole your personality is overshadowed with your extreme negative emotions and feelings. At that particular moment, you will be low on logical sense and high on emotions and feelings in a negative way. And the uniqueness about this situation is whenever you will be high on your emotions, feelings, doesn't matter positive or negative, your narrative, your body language will not be within the boundaries of sociality. Your whole physiology, your body language, your selection of words, your thought process, whenever it is coming from feelings or emotions, it wouldn't follow the narrative of sociality or the boundaries of socialities. It may be acceptable to the next person, it may not be acceptable to the next person. And most often, it is not acceptable to the next person because you are not in your logical sense of control, but the other person is not angry. He is in his logical sense of control. So he will be looking at you from a logical perspective, and you will be on your feelings and emotional state of mind, and you will not be in your logical state of mind. Rule number two, whenever you will be in anger, you will not be in your logical state of mind. Your whole physiology, your whole body language, your selection of words, criticism, sarcasm, abusiveness, profanities, whatever you will be using, it will not follow the narrative of sociality, narrative of social boundaries. Number three, let us understand what exactly happens when A and B are getting into a relationship. Do you feel that A and B as individuals are getting into a relationship? Perhaps not. It is not about individuals. It is more about what A is projecting in front of B, and vice versa what B is projecting in front of A, and a layer of communication they had created because of these projections which are acceptable to both of them, where they both A and B are feeling safe, secure and communicable to each other. Now, what exactly happens when A gets angry? There is a congregation of negative energy which resides inside him because of some reasons. It got ignited and transformed into anger, and it takes over his personality. When it takes over his personality, his physiology changes, his body language changes. He may be using abusiveness, criticism, sarcasm, profanities. Now all this is now had to be fit in that layer of communication which they had built among themselves. Now this is the new projection of A which was not known to be earlier. Rule number 3. Once you get angry, your relationship with others will never ever remains the same. It has to go to the next level, and of course not in a positive sense, in a negative sense, because earlier the kind of sharing, the kind of communication was happening is more cordial, open-heartedness, but now there is a sense of insecurity among B and A, because B has to create a new defense mechanism to accept these new dimensions, new projection of A which is comprising of anger. These are 3 rules of anger. 1, it is a myth that because of externalities I am getting angry. Anger resides inside me in the form of congregation of negativity. Number 2, the moment I am in a state of anger, I will not be in my logical sense of control. I will not be talking in my logical sense of control. Number 3, the relationships which I have built before anger will not never ever will remain same post I become angry. It changes the essence of relationships I had built. Perhaps Aristotle very well said, anybody can get angry and that's easy. But to be angry with the right person and to the right degree and at the right time and for the right purpose and in the right way, that's something not within everybody's power, and that's not easy at all. Anger. Thank you.